3. Teaching in Ancient Fables. Once upon a time, there was a country which had the very peculiar custom of abandoning its aged people in remote and inaccessible mountains. A certain minister of the state found it too difficult to follow this custom in the case of his own aged father, and so he built a secret underground cave where he hid his father and cared for him. 第3節仏の例え。遠い昔、帰老国と名付ける老人を捨てる国があった。その国の人々は誰しも老人になると遠い野山に捨てられるのが掟であった。その国の王に仕える大臣はいかに掟とはいえ、年老いた父を捨てることができず、深く大地に穴を掘ってそこに家を作り、そこに隠して功労を尽くしていた。One day, a god appeared before the king of the country and gave him a puzzling problem, saying that if he could not solve it satisfactorily, his country would be destroyed. The problem was, here are two serpents. Tell me the sex of each. Neither the king nor anyone in the palace was able to solve the problem, so the king offered a great reward to anyone in his kingdom who could. ところがここに一大事が起きた。それは神が現れて王に向かって恐ろしい難問を投げつけたのである。ここに2匹の蛇がいる。この蛇の雌雄を見分ければよし、もしできなければこの国を滅ぼしてしまうと。王はもとより宮殿にいる誰一人として蛇の雌雄を見分けられる者はいなかった。王はついに国中に布告して見分け方を知っている者には厚く賞を与えるだろうと告げさせた。The minister went to his father's hiding place and asked him for the answer to that problem. The old man said, "It is an easy solution. Place the two snakes on a soft carpet. The one that moves about is the male, and the other that keeps quiet is the female." The minister carried the answer to the king, and the problem was successfully solved. Then the god asked other difficult questions which the king and his retainers were unable to answer, but which the master, after consulting his aged father, could always solve. かの大臣は家に帰り、密かに父に尋ねると、父はこう言った。それは優しいことだ。柔らかい敷物の上にその2匹の蛇を置くがよい。その時騒がしく動くのはオスであり、動かないのがメスである。大臣は父の教えの通りに王に語り、それによって蛇の雌雄を知ることができた。それから神は次々に難しい問題を出した。王も家臣たちも答えることができなかったが、大臣は密かにその問題を父に尋ね、常に解くことができた。Here are some of the questions and their answers. Who is the one who, being asleep, is called the awakened one, and being awake is called the sleeping one? The answer is this. It is the one who is under training for enlightenment. He is awake when compared with those who are not interested in enlightenment. He is asleep when compared with those who are already attained enlightenment. その問いと答えとは次のようなものであった。眠っている者に対しては目覚めていると言われ、目覚めている者に対しては眠っていると言われるのは誰であるか。それは今道を修行している人のことである。道を知らない眠っている人に対してはその人は目覚めていると言われる。すでに道を悟った目覚めている人に対してはその人は眠っていると言われる。How can you weigh a large elephant? Load it on a boat and draw a line to mark how deep the boat sinks into the water. Then take out the elephant and load the boat with stones until it sinks to the same depth, and then weigh the stones. What is the meaning of the saying, "A cupful of water is more than the water of an ocean"? This is the answer. A cupful of water given in a pure and compassionate spirit to one's parents or to a sick person has an eternal merit, but the water of an ocean will someday come to an end. 大きな象の重さはどうして測るか。象を船に乗せ、船が水中にどれだけ沈んだかを印をしておく。次に象を下ろして同じ深さになるまで石を乗せ、その石の重さを測ればよい。一すくいの水が大海の水より多いということはどんなことか。清らかな心で一すくいの水を汲んで、父母や病人に施せば、その功徳は常しえに消えない。大海の水は多いと言っても、ついに尽きることがある。これを言うのである。Next, the god made a starving man, reduced to skin and bones, complain, "Is there anyone in this world more hungry than I?" The man who is so selfish and greedy that he does not believe in the three treasures of the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, and who does not make offerings to his parents and teachers, is not only more hungry, but he will fall into the world of hungry demons, and there he will suffer from hunger forever. Here is a plank of chandana wood. Which end was the bottom of the tree? Float the plank in water. The end that sinks a little deeper was the end nearest the root. 次に神は骨と皮ばかりに痩せた飢えた人を出して、その人にこう言わせた。世の中に私よりももっと上に苦しんでいるものがあるであろうか。ある。世にもし心が堅くなで貧しく、仏法僧の散歩を信ぜず、父母や師匠に供養しないならば、その人の心は飢えきっているだけでなく、その報いとして後の世には餓鬼道に落ち、長い間上に苦しまなければならない。ここに真四角な先端の板がある。この板はどちらが根の方であったか。水に浮かべてみると根の方がいくらか深く沈む。それによって根の方を知ることができる。Here are two horses apparently of the same size and form. How can you tell the mother from the son? Feed them some hay. the mother horse will push the hay toward her son. Every answer to these difficult questions pleased the god as well as the king. The king was grateful to find out that the answers had come from the aged father whom the minister had hidden in the cave, and he withdrew the law of abandoning aged people in the mountains and ordered that they were to be treated kindly. ここに同じ姿、形の母子の馬がいる。どうしてその母子を見分けるか。草を与えると母馬は必ず子馬の方へ草を押し付け与えるから直ちに見分けることができる。これらの難問に対する答えはことごとく神を喜ばせ、また王も喜ばせた。そして王はこの知恵が密かに穴蔵にかくまっていた大臣の老いた父から出たものであることを知り、それにより老人を捨てる掟をやめて、年老いた人に公用を尽くすようにと命ずるに至った。Queen of Videha in India once dreamed of a white elephant that had 6 ivory tusks. She coveted the tusks and besought the king to get them for her. Although the task seemed an impossible one, the king, who loved the queen very much, offered a reward to any hunter who would report if he found such an elephant. インドのビデーハ国の王妃は六毛の白象の夢を見た。王妃はその象牙をぜひ自分のものにしたいと思い、王にその牙を手に入れたいと願った。王妃を愛する王はこの無理な願いを退けることができず、このような象を知る者があれば届け出よと賞金をつけて国中に触れを出した。It happened that there was just such an elephant with 6 tusks in the Himalayan mountains who was training for Buddhahood. The elephant once had saved a hunter's life in an emergency in the depths of the mountains, and the hunter could go back safely to his country. The hunter, however, blinded by the great reward, and forgetting the kindness the elephant had shown him, returned to the mountains to kill the elephant. The hunter, knowing that the elephant was seeking Buddhahood, disguised himself in a robe of a Buddhist monk and, thus catching the elephant off guard, shot it with a poisoned arrow. ヒマラヤ山の奥にこの六毛の象がいた。この象は仏になるための修行をしていたのであるが、ある時一人の漁師を危難から救ってやった。ようやく国へ帰ることのできたこの漁師は、この触れを見、賞金に目がくらみ、恩を忘れて六毛の象を殺そうと山へ向かっていった。漁師はこの象が仏になるための修行をしていたので、象を安心させるために袈裟をかけて出家の姿になった。そして山に入って象に近づき、象が心を許している様を見すまして毒矢を放った。The elephant, knowing that its end was near, and that the hunter had been overcome by the worldly desire for the reward, had compassion upon him and sheltered him in its limbs to protect the hunter from the fury of the other revengeful elephants. Then the elephant asked the hunter why he had done such a foolish thing, The hunter told of the reward and confessed that he coveted its 6 tusks. The elephant immediately broke off the tusks by hitting them against a tree and gave them to the hunter, saying, "By this offering I have completed my training for Buddhahood and will be reborn in the Pure Land. When I become a Buddha, I will help you to get rid of your 3 poisonous arrows of greed, anger, and foolishness." 激しい毒矢にいられて死期の近いことを知った象は、猟師の罪を咎めようともせずに、かえってその煩悩の過ちを憐れみ、猟師をその4つの足の間に入れて、報復しようとする大勢の仲間の象から守り、さらに猟師がこの危険を冒すに至ったわけを尋ねて、彼が6つの牙を求めるためであることを知り、自ら牙を大木に打ちつけており、彼にこれを与えた。白象はこの布施行によって仏道修行を成就した。私は仏の国に生まれるであろう。やがて仏となったら、まずあなたの心の中にあるむさぼり、怒り、愚かさという3つの毒矢を抜き去るであろう。と誓った。In the thicket at the foot of the Himalayan mountains, there once lived a parrot together with many other animals and birds. One day a fire started in the thicket from the friction of bamboos in a strong wind, and the birds and animals were in frightened confusion. The parrot, feeling compassion for their fright and suffering, and wishing to repay the kindness he had received in the bamboo thicket, where he could shelter himself, tried to do all he could to save them. He dipped himself in a pond nearby and flew over the fire and shook off the drops of water to extinguish the fire. He repeated this diligently with a heart of compassion out of gratitude to the thicket. ヒマラヤ山のふもとのある竹やぶに多くの鳥や獣と一緒に一羽のオウムが住んでいた。ある時、にわかに大風が起こり、竹と竹とがすれ合って火が起こった。火は風に煽られてついに大火となり、鳥も獣も逃げ場を失って泣き叫んだ。オウムは一つには長い間住居を与えてくれた竹やぶの恩に報いるために、一つには大勢の鳥や獣の災難を憐れんで、彼らを救うために、近くの池に入っては翼を水に浸し、空に駆け上っては雫を燃え盛る火の上に注ぎかけ、竹やぶの恩を思う心と限りない慈愛の心で絶えまずにこれを続けた。This spirit of kindness and self-sacrifice was noticed by a heavenly God who came down from the sky and said to the parrot, "You have a gallant mind, but what good do you expect to accomplish by a few drops of water against this great fire?" The parrot answered, "There is nothing that cannot be accomplished by the spirit of gratitude and self-sacrifice. I will try over and over again, and then over in the next life." The great God was impressed by the parrot's spirit, and together they extinguished the fire. 慈悲と献身の心は天界の梵天を感動させた。梵天は空から下ってきてオウムに語った。お前の心はけなげであるが、この大いなる火をどうして羽の雫で消すことができよう。 オウムは答えて言う。恩を思う心と慈悲の心からしていることができないはずはない。私はどうしてもやる。次の生に及んでもやり通す。と。梵天はオウムの偉大な志に打たれ、力を合わせてこの藪の火を消し止めた。